Hi class, so today we're going to prepare for the NMSQT, which stands for the National Merit Scholar Qualifiers Test. Today we're just going to prepare for it. So first thing we're going to do is talk about what the test is and some key factors. Basically, this test assesses the same knowledge and skills as the SAT. It provides a check-in on college readiness before you all take the SAT. You do take it as a junior, and you all will be taking it this Thursday on the 29th. Scores for the SAT since the assessments are reported on a common vertical scale, allowing educators and students to measure progress. So it propels students towards college and career readiness. It's also co-sponsored by College Board and the National Merit Scholarship Corporation, and it serves as an entry point over $300 million in scholarships. So if you become a qualifier, which we've had 2 from the class of 2020, you're more than likely to get scholarships. Some more things that you need to know about the test is that the test is 2 hours and 45 minutes long. There are no points deducted for incorrect answers. So they only score for right-only scoring. And the scale ranges from, you can either 320 to 1520. So 1520 is the highest score that you can get on this test. So benefits for the test, right, as we were looking, is on Khan Academy, because this is connected to your College Board, you'll have personalized SAT practice on Khan Academy based on students, based on your answers. It's aligned with the SAT, so it's going to help prepare you. Increased access to additional scholarship providers. So once they see your scores and you have a pretty high scores, you'll have people offering you scholarships. You also have online college and career planning tools, admission to financial aid, information from colleges, and then major and career exploration with College Board and Road Trip Nation. So don't pay attention to these dates because these were dates before COVID hit. So you all will be taking the test on the 29th, which is on Thursday at school. So when you are preparing, you will need to bring a number 2 pencil, a charge calculator, and a mask, water bottle, and snacks, any preferred snacks that you desire. So the skills that you are tested on for this test is reading, writing, and language, and math. Okay, each test assesses the academic skill that the student has developed over the years, primarily through their coursework. These skills are also considered essential for success in high school, college, and career. So the reading test, there's going to be 5 passages, 47 passages-based questions, and this section is 60 minutes long. Really what to expect with the reading test is that students will encounter questions like those asked in a lively, thoughtful, evidence-based discussion. By the way, you guys will have access to this document. I will upload it on Google Classroom so that you all can look at it again. The writing and language test will have 4 passages, 44 questions, and this test will be 35 minutes. All questions are multiple choice and based on the passages. Some passages are paired with informational graphics such as graphs and tables. There are no mathematical computations that is required, and then topic-specific prior knowledge is never tested. What you need to expect with this test is that the writing and language test puts students in an active role as an editor who is improving a written passage. Most questions asked to decide which, if any, of the alternatives to underlying parts of a passage most improves it. The math test is going to have 2 sections, 70 minutes total, 48 questions, 40 multiple choice, and then 8 student-produced responses. Some quick facts is that most math questions will be multiple choice, but some will be student-produced responses. The math test is divided into 2 portions, and we all know it's the calculator and the no calculator portions. And then some parts of the test will be presented to students with a scenario and then ask several questions about it. So here's just an example of like the multiple choice. So you'll have a question, and then you'll have either 4 or more options, and then you'll select the correct answer. So student produced responses is where you actually write in the answers and bubble in the answers, and you will have a grid to do this. I know that we've already worked on it already, but yeah, so that is what it means by multiple choice versus student produced responses. So what you need to know for the math test calculator is know your calculator. If you've never used a scientific calculator, don't wait till the day of to try to use it, because it's just going to slow you down. So use a calculator that you are very familiar with. I'm pretty sure a lot of you all know how to use a graphing calculator, but a scientific or graphing calculator is definitely recommended. Students should bring a familiar calculator. Test day is not the day to figure out how to use your calculator. Additional tips is don't try to use a calculator on every question. No question requires one. Decide how to solve each problem, then decide whether to use a calculator. Make sure that your calculator is working in working order and has fresh new batteries. Your proctor probably will not have extra batteries for you to use. And also will be limited on calculators. So if you have one, please bring one. And then students will not be permitted to use laptops or any other computer, tablets, cell phones, or smartphones at all. And I say that because this is a national test that College Board is giving. This is not a test that DSST is giving. So what to expect in the math test is that the math test focuses on the math that matters most for college and career readiness. To succeed on the math test, students will need to demonstrate mathematical practices such as problem solving and using appropriate tools strategically. So you might be wondering, like, how does this connect to the SAT? As you can see, score-wise, like how these are all connected. The content and the domain alignment, like all these tests in the SAT suits of the assessment are aligned with the same research backbone focus on the domain. So pretty much this is just like you take the PSAT your 9th and 10th grade year, then you take the NMSQT your junior year, and all these tests will align for you all to prepare for when you're taking the SAT. So all tests in the SAT suits of assessments are on a common score scale that provides consistent feedback, enabling teachers to adjust instruction to better support students who are ahead or behind. So how does this test connect to the SAT again? That means that the scores the students get on these are the same score they would have gotten on the SAT. So this is just basically saying, like, for example, what the scores would look like, what the scores are equivalent to. So once you take the NMSQT, we can translate to what your projected SAT score would be. So make sure you know this, the difference between these tests and the SAT. These tests are a lot shorter. Also, there is no essay portion in the NMSQT. Can you say that fast 10 times? And then on the SAT, it is optional. And then these are the scores ranging for each section. So like the reading and writing section versus the math section, these are what the scores are, okay? All right, now we're going to talk about how to prepare. All right, again, it's right-only scoring, meaning you get 1 point for each correct answer. No points are deducted for incorrect answers. The student produced are answers that you write for yourself. If rounding a decimal, make sure you enter as many characters are allowed. The scale, again, for each test section is going to be 160 to 760, and these are going to be 320 to 1520 is the total score. So this week we're just going to pretty much prepare you all for this test and make sure that you all feel ready and good to go. So we'll be doing some practice tests here and there. Again, preparation starts in school. You guys in your junior year, you already know what you need to do to prepare for this test. I know we do a lot of testing, but like repetition is key, and repetition gets you to where you need to go. when you're done taking your test, you will get a score report and you've gone over the PSAT, and this just helps students improve in their academic skills. It tells you like where you're going to be. It lists skills that students have the best chance of improving for additional work. It connects to your personalized practice and recommendations on Khan Academy. If you're not taking a proctor, you will be given an official score sheet. Nevertheless, you will still get help by clicking Khan Academy link and taking the practice quiz. So I know that was a lot of information. And again, I'm going to post these, this whole packet in Google Classroom. There are a bunch of resources. One resource that we're going to do today is once you get to page 29, you're going to click on College Board /PSAT, and I want you to practice. Is pretty much what I want you to do for the rest of the class. So before you start, you're going to click on sample questions, and you will answer those sample questions, and then once you get to the end, you'll take a screenshot that you completed it of one section. Once you've completed it, and then upload it onto Google Classroom. If you have any questions, please let me know. I will be online and everything. And yeah, that's it. Make sure you answer your do now, because your do now is how I'll be checking attendance, and then your mastery check will be a quiz to make sure, or your classwork will be like, just to make sure that you understand the expectations and everything. All right, cool. All right, y'all, have a wonderful day. Bye.